As Francesca Cabrini, the determined religious sister and future patron saint of immigrants, found herself at another impasse to help the suffering poor around the world, she was told by the Pope that he struggled to know where her faith ends and her ambition begins. This conflict between vocation and persistence was what made Cabrini such a compelling drama, with Mexican director Alejandro Monteverdi powerfully depicting the incredible life of the Catholic missionary. Set in late 19th century New York City, Cabrini highlighted the social and economic barriers faced by poor Italian immigrants forced to live in abject squalor. Cabrini and its message of charity and empathy rested entirely on the performance of Italian actress Cristiana Dell'Anna, who brought a sharp edge and sense of stubbornness to the role of the heartfelt nun, who never lets the obstacles placed on women stand in her way. The world depicted in Cabrini was one rife with pain, struggle, and difficult men, and with a stern look and quiet confidence, Dell'Anna showcased how Cabrini used her limited resources to change the world. No stranger to adversity, Cabrini always found a way to get what she wanted. Cabrini is less controversial than Monteverdi's previous work. Mother Francesca Cabrini's fight to help the less fortunate is different from Sound of Freedom. When discussing Cabrini, one cannot ignore the divisive career of Monteverdi, whose controversial Sound of Freedom, his 2023 Christian thriller about child sex trafficking, was a major box office success that divided audiences for its perceived connections to QAnon conspiracy theories. Cabrini, however, was less inflammatory. Its story of a literal saint and her quest to help the poorest in New York, and eventually the world, tackled a far less controversial topic and quietly veiled its faith-based messaging through social and political problems. The idea that it's noble to help the poor may be simplistic, but it's impossible to deny. At its core, Cabrini is a feminist story whose bloated 140-minute runtime slightly overstays its welcome, but also packs an emotional punch for those willing to accept its message. While the cast is littered with unknown names, David Morse delivers a convincing performance as Archbishop Corrigan, who is slowly won over by the passion of Cabrini. John Lithgow also embodies the villainous Mayor Gould, who wished to stand in the way of Cabrini's charitable work and ensure the poor Italian children were condemned to a life where rats have it better in the disease-ridden slum of 5 Points, New York. One disappointing feature of this biographical drama was the other religious sisters of Cabrini's congregation felt like accessories to her mission rather than well-rounded characters. The perspectives of the poor child immigrants were seen through young Paolo, Federico Ilapi, and the teenager Enzo, Liam Campora, and their swift transformation from thieving street kids to intense followers of Cabrini happened with ease. While it's true the poor seen in Cabrini needed food, shelter, and healthcare, to present this in black and white terms undermined the complexities of how impoverished minorities are forced into lives of crime.